sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Vesta 67's workshop. Welcome to issue number 48 of Legends of Ferrari F1, the die-cast 1/24 scale model collection from DeAgostini. Now, you'd like to grab these for yourself, collect these with me, head over to their website. There's a clickable link in the description below. Pop. You too can be collecting them. What have we got this week, folks? We have got the Ferrari 246 PF1 from 1960, driven by Richie Ginther. There you go. Rather beautiful, doesn't it? So let's have a scoop through this week's magazine. Origins of the Revolution there. After overcoming his reluctance to place the engine at the rear, Enzo Ferrari approved the construction of Ferrari's first race car with this configuration for the 1960 championship. Its first outing in Monaco was not convincing and the car did not return to the starting grid, but it laid the foundations for the 156 F1 that would take farewell to glory a year later. There you go, peeps. Looking rather pensive as he's gunning round that corner there. It says, from the edge of the track, Enzo Ferrari left and Carlo Gitti observed the new 246 F1, which Martino Severi was driving during one of the tests prior to its first competitive outing. Quite funny, isn't it? He didn't like stood there, right at the edge of the track. Yeah, just have a quick look at my car. There's the detail of the front suspension there. It's just how basic the cars looked back then, but when you look at the track here, this is Porto Chicane in the early stages of the Monaco Grand Prix, but look how exposed everything is with lampposts and trees, and it's just shocking, isn't it, that these guys were gunning round the racetrack with, yeah, pretty much everything exposed. Quite scary, really. There he is himself there, coming into the pit lane. Beautiful, beautiful era of driving, but the fear factor must have been very high back then, folks. There's the briefing sheet on the car itself there. How many cylinders, all the suspension types, brakes, etc. Profile there of Richie Ginther, mechanic by training. He enjoyed a steady rise in the world of competition. He very quickly earned a well-deserved reputation. A mechanic by training, Ginther enjoyed a steady rise to the world of competition. He very quickly earned a well-deserved reputation as a fast and technically proficient driver. Victories came thick and fast, mostly in the United States, although for a brief period between 60 and 61, he drove for Ferrari and open-wheel race cars such as the 246 PF1 and its single competitive outing. Some beautiful pictures here from the archives. A little profile there, his date of birth and his date of death, bless him. Only 59. Bless. Little spec there, 14 podiums, 3 fastest laps, victory, Grand Prix contested, 52. And then you've got Martino Severi, profile there. Gives you all the bits of information about him. So give these a read, folks. You can find out a hell of a lot just by scooting through these little magazines. Give them a read with a cup of tea. That's the magazine done. So we'll put that to one side and we'll bring in the model and we'll have a looky-loo for you. And there you go, folks. Comes in a beautiful display case, as you can see. I keep the slip covers on just to protect the acrylic whilst I'm filming, folks. Stops me scratching them. Got your Ferrari badge in the corner there, obviously. Ferrari 246 PF1 Richie Ginther from 1960, folks. So we'll get this out the case and we'll come back and we'll have a look at the model on the bench for you, folks, okay? And there you go, folks. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful shape. Classic torpedo shape there from the era. Beautifully sculpted, just comes round. sweeps to a rather bulbous rear end there even. Looking down into the cockpit there, again, no seat belts, you notice. This is the era where the drivers felt safer being thrown from the car rather than being strapped in it. Bizarre way of thinking, but that was the era. Three-spoke wooden steering wheel there, sat there in the front, little fire extinguisher there between their legs on the floor there. Still trellis floor construction there, and then riveted panels on it. Very flat intake there. Look how tight the wheels are to the body there, how short the wishbones and suspension are. Borrowed from the road car of that era, folks. Little clear covers there with the cylinders exposed. Air would just scoot in here, cool the engine, and then shoot out the back there. Again, beautiful side view there of the way the front just comes up at an angle, scoots up over the windscreen, and the air would just go above the driver's head, rip all the way back down to the bottom there. Little side scoop there, some cooling. Flat floor underneath with the pipes coming straight out underneath like so. Wire wheels with the knockoff centre hubs. You've got your rear view there with your springs, your wishbones and your hubs all exposed with the exhaust just poking out like so. Driver's eye views scooting out down over the front there. 3 gauges on the dash there, or 5 gauges actually, got 2 just poked right in the corner there. Manual gear stick on the right hand side there. Very basic design of a cockpit and very limited side impact, but this was the era of the racing back then. Like I say, the wooden steering wheel, big old 3-spoke steering wheel there. Be like driving a bus, wouldn't it? Beautiful, beautiful view there from the side. Notice the lack of sponsors, folks. Obviously, the Jaws look there as the car comes looming behind you. Big intake on the front there on the nose. Little scoops just here, just so that the air scallops inside there, cools the driver down a bit. Little tinsy-wincy wing mirrors so they can see behind them. Well, I say see behind them using the phrase loosely, folks. But yeah, distinct lack of sponsors, but Vesta's favourite, large numbers. That people like me with old man vision can see which car was which back in the day. Beautiful Ferrari badge on the side there. Very clean, elegant looking cars of this era. No wings, no gubbins, nothing. And yeah, they were so powerful and driving around circuits back then that didn't offer a lot in the realms of safety. So no wonder we lost so many drivers back then. And yeah, it's thankful that we live in an era of good safety now, because you got to realise is, yes, it's motorsport, but the people doing the sport, all the people there, mechanics and all of those people, they're all putting their lives on the line to entertain us at the end of the day. And motorsport is dangerous, folks, you know, and people unfortunately get injured and lose their lives, and it's there to entertain us. So whether you like the driver or not, you know, give them a cheer, because you know, they are taking a huge risk to entertain us lot. And sometimes I think we forget that with rivalries, and nothing worse than seeing a driver booed on a podium. It really irks me, because they're risking their lives to entertain us, folks. So, yeah, cut them some slack. But, yeah, beautiful. I like the little cutouts as well for the wishbones. They're just sculpted into the bodywork. Even Ferrari made that look elegant, didn't they? I mean, come on. Beautiful, beautiful car there, folks. I was going to put her down gently. So that is Richie Ginther's Ferrari 246P F1 from the year 1960, folks. If you'd like to grab this along with the others in the collection, then head over to DeAgostini's website. There's a clickable link in the description below. Pop. And you too can be collecting these. Also, to help me out, if you can give a little fester a click in the corner and subscribe to the channel. Keeps the channel alive, helps me grow. Be notified of upcoming and future content. Ring the bell, select all. In the meantime, thanks so much for coming in and keeping me company. Stay safe and well. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.